Hello again, friends. Today we have another request from a brand new friend. Leafyphox has asked for this story, and I'm so happy because this is a new tale to me. I do so love a new tale, so I won't keep you in suspense. I now present to you The Endless Tale by James Baldwin. In the far east there was a great king who had no work to do. Are we sure he's a great king? Honestly? Every day and all day long he sat on a soft cushion and listened to stories. And no matter what the story was about, he never grew tired of hearing it, even though it was very long. I don't know if he's a great king, but he's certainly a great audience. There's only one fault that I find with your story, he often said. It is too short. All the storytellers in the world were invited to his palace, and some of them told tales that were very long indeed, but the king was always sad when the story was ended. Oh, I know that feeling. When the characters are your friends and you don't want to part with them, it's like an ache in your soul. But that also leads to sequels, and that is a mixed bag at best. At last he sent word to every city and town and country palace, offering a prize to anyone who should tell him an endless tale. He said, "To the man that will tell me a story which shall last forever, I will give my fairest daughter for his wife, and I will make him my heir, and he shall be king after me." Except he will be too busy telling you an endless tale, or is it just me that sees a flaw in this plan? But this was not all. He added a very hard condition. If any man shall try to tell such a story, and then fail, he shall have his head cut off.
Beheaded.
And I'm out. The king's daughter was very pretty, and there were many young men in the country who were willing to do anything to win her hand. But none of them wanted to lose their heads, and so only a few tried for the prize. One young man invented a story that lasted 3 months, but at the end of that time he could think of nothing more. His fate was a warning to the others, and it was a long time before another storyteller was so rash as to try the king's patience. But one day a stranger from the south came into the palace. "Great king," he said, "is it true that you offer a prize to the man who can tell a story that has no end?" "It is true," said the king. "And shall this man have your fairest daughter for his wife, and shall be your heir?" "Yes, if he succeeds," said the king. "But if he fails, he shall lose his head." "Very well, then," said the stranger. "I have a pleasant story about locusts, which I would like to relate to you." "Tell it," said the king. "I will listen to you." The storyteller began his tale. Once upon a time, a certain king seized upon all the corn in his country and stored it away in a strong granary. But a swarm of locusts came over the land and saw where the grain had been put. After searching for many days, they found on the east side of the granary a crevice, which was just large enough for one locust to pass through at a time. So one locust went in and carried away a grain of corn. Then another locust went in and carried away a grain of corn. Then another locust went in and carried away a grain of corn. Day after day, week after week, the man kept on saying, "Then another locust went in and carried away a grain of corn." Oh, I know where this is going. What a clever and diabolical storyteller this man is. A month passed. A year passed. At the end of 2 years, the king said, "How much longer will the locusts be going in and carrying away corn?" "Oh, king," said the storyteller, "they have as yet cleared only 1 cubit, and there are many thousands of cubits in the granary. Man! Man! Cried the king. You will drive me mad! I can listen to it no longer! Take my daughter! Be my heir! Rule my kingdom! But do not let me hear another word about those horrible locusts! And the strange storyteller married the king's daughter, and he lived happily in the land for many years. But his father-in-law, the king, did not care to listen to any more stories. The end. Oh, how wonderful. That is a great story. And it reminds me of a joke about a donkey and a camel going to an oasis. But, of course, it's only a joke if everybody's willing to go along, because, frankly, the punchline is very rude. Still, how wonderful. So I looked up James Baldwin, not being familiar with his work, and found out he was a school superintendent of Indiana's school system for 18 years in the late 1800s and early 1900s. He wrote textbooks, as well as children's literature that included legends, mythology, and biographies. And, having dealt with children for 18 years, the story suddenly makes so much more sense. No wonder he was so diabolically clever. I've had stories told to me by children, and although they are wonderful, they do seem to drag on and are disjointed, and the words are coming out of my mouth as quickly as they pass through my brain sort of feel. Thank you, Leafyphox. This is a fantastic suggestion. I may have to try to tell tall tales to my list. You know, Pecos Bill, John Henry, Paul Bunyan, but maybe without the clear cutting, as that makes my heart hurt. Johnny Appleseed? Those could be so much fun to read. What do you think? Well, now I come to the part where I ask you to like, share, and subscribe. I take so much joy in reading all of your comments, and I hope I have gotten to all your requests. I have this nagging feeling that I've missed one. If you would like to be notified when I put out a new video, just click on the notification bell and ask it to notify you of all. It should work. I hope it works. If you would like to support me on Patreon, Instagram, or Facebook, there are links in the description below. I would like to thank Pixabay.com and their amazing contributors for the images and sounds they provide. They are such wonderful websites. And finally, I would like to thank you, my wonderful friends. You make my life so much brighter. You matter so much to me, and in the words of the immortal Mr. Rogers, I like you just the way you are. And now, for a special thank you to my Patreon friends.